Hi, my name is Nisha. I'm an author, a 40-year-old PhD student, and a new mom. So obviously, I need a planning system that works really well for me. It is Monday morning. My baby is teething, so I didn't get a lot of sleep. But I figured what we could do is a quick planning session while she's doing some solo play in the nursery next door. I have my breakfast, which is coffee and upma, which my mother in law made me. And I'm going to pull up what I call my ideal schedule. I like to have an ideal schedule in my Notion board, and this is the template that I use to plan my week. So even though I'm technically planning in my A5 cloth and paper inserts, I look at this template and it helps kind of guide me with some of the things that I need to take care of. I'm going to work through my meal plan, what are the dinners that I'm going to make, and what are some of the ingredients that I need to buy, so my husband and I can kind of assemble our lunches during the work week. In order to do this, I use a website called Reciplate, Reciplate. Reciplate is great. What you can do is you can search recipes based on ingredients. You can save recipes that you like. I generally put in notes about specific like one pot meals because that works best for us. My husband and I like to have at least 2 meals a week that are Indian food. We grew up eating Indian food every single day, so it kind of makes sense that we do that. Two of the meals I'll block off, and then the rest I can fill in with like some of the ideas that I'm pulling up on this website. Okay, so I have planned my meals for the week. I have planned my shopping list. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Instacart it because I am solo parenting today and I want to get all of the ingredients for dinner tonight. The next step I'll do is I'll transfer everything from my Google Calendar into my actual paper planner. And the reason why I do that is Google Calendar is very high level. My paper planner has all of the details. What do I need to bring? What do I need to do? What kind of prep work is involved for all of the appointments? This is an exciting week because it's the first week of school. So I also have the added notes in my planner about the specific assignments that I have to do for classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The last thing that will go in my planner are details associated with writing deadlines and things. So on Wednesday, I have a meeting with my book coach. In case some of you are authors out there and didn't know, there are quite a few trad published authors who have book coaches. And basically, this person kind of helps walk through any plot problems, talks through any story concerns, kind of like a critique group when you're first starting out. But when you're trad, it's a little bit harder to have a critique group because you can't invest your time into helping others in the group the same way that you need help. So you find a professional editor who can basically help kind of walk you through plot problems, and you just pay them. And lastly, I have a podcast recording on Friday. So I will also be scheduling some time beforehand to make myself presentable because I think it is a video podcast. This weekend, we don't really have plans, but on Sunday night at 10 p.m., the Hobonichi line launches. And I have never used a Hobonichi Techo before, but this year the lineup looks gorgeous, and I've been thinking about getting back into journaling for gratitude. So I think I'm going to buy myself a Hobonichi Weekly to see if I can use it as a gratitude journal as part of my planner and journaling ecosystem. The last thing I'm going to put in my planner before I switch over to work stuff is I need to do some high maintenance, low maintenance beauty routines this week. I'm going to get my eyebrows done, my hair dyed, my nails done, possibly my lashes. Just because if I can do this once every 3 to 4 weeks, my time in the shower and my time prepping in the morning is cut like in half. So high maintenance, low maintenance work is required for the first week of school. Now for writing work that needs to be done. This week, my plan is to finish the YA revision that I was working on because I'm getting the rights back to my second young adult novel and I want to put it out myself as an indie book. It's going to go up in Kindle Unlimited in February as soon as my contracts are signed. So I need to get that all prepped and ready to go. I have one bonus chapter to write for that, so I want to plan on doing that today. For the rest of the week, prior to my meeting on Wednesday, I also want to work on my romantic suspense. I'd like to have 50 pages done by September 1st. I am going to be writing some of this out of order because romantic suspense to me includes multiple different plot lines, and sometimes it's just easier for me to think about them all in like separate veins. So if I finish the YA today, that means if I can get like 8 to 10 pages a day from now through Sunday, I can most likely finish my 50 pages by September 1st as planned. I want to then send that to my agent to review before we soft launch it to my editor, who is going to kind of give me an idea of whether or not it's the tone and the voice that she's interested in. The other thing that's happening this week is September 1st, I'm getting revisions back on my novella, which is this horror erotic romance that I wrote for October. And I need to basically get those revisions done within 4 or 5 days. So that's like my plan next week. So I want to get this romantic suspense started before that happens. And I'm also supposed to get edits back on my first romantic suspense in the series from my editor. And that's going to take up pretty much the whole month of September. So it's really important that I'm as productive this week as I possibly can be, including making sure I stay on top of schoolwork. So from a work perspective, it's going to be quite busy. Okay, last planner thing before I am done with my session and I can go play with my baby girl. I have some content that I've scheduled to promote my release that comes out October 7th. I have a young adult fantasy novel that's coming out. I'm not getting a lot of support from my publisher in terms of marketing and publicity. They've done what they can, but they're a lean team, so I'm doing a lot on my own. And I want to schedule regular content to kind of keep my readers engaged on Instagram and TikTok. I have a content planner. I can't really show you that just because it's stuff that, you know, I want to launch, to do a hard launch with. So you have to just follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you want to see that content. But in my Paper Republic walkthrough, after a month of using it, I'll show you what that insert looks like. Okay, my baby is getting a little restless. I feel like my planning session this morning is pretty productive. Thanks so much for sticking around and planning with me. I really appreciate it. If you want more of these videos, let me know. I'm going to go hang out with the Munchkin. And I hope you have a wonderful week.